save our family from rude villagers.
Hi everyone, it's Tarrant.
And Stella from the Dice Tower. Thanks for joining us.
Today we'll be doing a pocket playthrough for Gathering Gloom. The game is designed by Carly and Harvey Cornell and published by Dragon Phoenix Games. We're using a prototype copy here of the game, and so the rules and artwork may not be final.
Let's do it, Tarrant. So here we are, ready to play and save our family from rude villagers.
Yes, we are here. This is Gathering Gloom. So we are members of the Charming family.
I'm Stella Charming.
Yes, you're Barnaby Collier, a vampire.
I am, indeed.
So you're dead.
Thank you. And so do you.
Yes, I'm playing as Hosanna Dulac, a ghost. So I'm also dead.
Well, we both dead. See you later.
Yeah.
Kidding.
So this is the village out here. There's villagers that we need to be wary of. And these are we're using the standees up here. So there are minis that come with the game.
I'm with the top hat.
Mini.
So cool.
Here's my ghost mini, but it is going to be easier for you to see the standees from above. So what we're trying to do, we are simply dealing with the affairs of our family. And we've got 14 crisis cards here in this orange deck. 3 of them are already out on the board, and we need to solve those crises. And it's all about icon matching. So there are 4 different icons that we can gather. You can see them in large here on these soul tokens. We need to gather those through our characters, through minions that we beguile to our side, and various other means in order to solve these crises. All the while, everyone in the village is getting very suspicious of what we're doing, and we're leaving behind trails of evidence. These guys will come and start stalking us. There's lots of... it's all about the suspicion that we generate, and we need to be wary of that. And that will be represented largely by Gloom, which is this marker here. If Gloom ever reaches 50, we lose the game. And also fear. Each of us can gather fear, which will be represented by red cubes. And if one of us ever gets to 12 fear, then the game is over as well. So what we've got laid out here is, one thing just to be clear on is that this is a development version of the board. It is still going through development. Some things are changing name. So if you're watching this months or years after we filmed it, many of the names of the things you'll see here will have changed. And just to lay it out here, we've got our player boards. They're both over here on the side. So Stella's hand of cards is over here and mine is here. This is my player board and this is Stella's.
So that we can fit everything here.
So this game has elements of deck building. We've got our private decks here. These are going to give us abilities and actions and icons and things like that. But at this point, I think it makes sense to get into the game.
Let's do that,
to show
and then we can show as we go.
Yes. So we've got some dice here, some random things are going to happen, but we're going to start. I'm going to take the first turn, and the start of every turn is to roll the gloom die. So there we go. We have this icon here. There's a little gloom icon, so we gain 1 gloom. And there's a villager icon. Now, this would normally bring a new villager into Main Street, but Main Street is full. So we go to our second option here, which is evidence. The game's not even started, and we're leaving trails of evidence behind.
Dun, dun,
so
dun.
We've murdered someone very early.
Oh, no.
That's a shame. So we've left a candlestick that was used for murder. So this fills up the constabulary and morgue track. It's not an issue at the moment, but once this is full, any new evidence is going to start to push these off the track and cause us problems.
So maybe we should quickly mention, on your turn, you roll the die, and then you can do as many actions that you can afford, that you want, usually with your cards or these many locations on the village.
What I'm going to do, I'm up here at the manor at the moment, and the cards I've got are Beguile and Strain. So beguiling is, I think I'm going to try to Beguile on my first turn because that will give me a minion. And having minions will give me access to a lot more icons. So that's
what we need, exactly.
Yes.
So looking at the minions, so there are 4 different options here.
So the first thing I need to do to Beguile one of these is move to a village location, which is one of these 6 down here, or the cemetery. I'm actually going to go to the cemetery. We'll go there first.
So you get 1 free move in your turn?
1 free move, and then I can do the immediate action when I get to the cemetery. There's 2 things I can do there. I can spend 2 strength, which is find 2 strength icons to spend in order to haul a dead body. This is very
very macabre.
Very macabre at the moment. We've got this murder weapon, no body at the moment. There are no bodies at the moment. There's no bodies in the morgue, no body in the mortuary. There is 1 starting body here in the cemetery, and I can do the second ability. I can harvest its soul. So I can take 1 fear. I add that to my fear track. And there are different ways of gaining and losing, so I'm not too worried about that. I will harvest this body. So I drop 1 of these tokens on it to show it can only be done once. And that lets me take 1 of these tokens. And these tokens will give me that icon as a once-off. And I'm taking the Acumen, which is this bag. It's the toughest one to get, and I would need it to resolve this particular crisis up here. So that's what I'm going to do.
We've got 3 crises so far, but then there's stacks of them here, depending on the level of difficulties that we have to reveal and resolve, or the dice might reveal them for us.
Yes. All right, so that's my location action. Now I'm going to do my Beguile action. So I have to play my Beguile card, and this will let me recruit a minion. It's going to cost me a heart and as many horror, which is this little green cog icon, as the courage on the villager. So at the moment, if you look at my player board, I've got 2 hearts and 1 horror. So I've only got 1 horror available. That will mean I can only get Edith Bailey or Beatrice Farley. They're the only ones within my reach. And I'm going to get Edith Bailey, I think. Get an extra horror icon. So, well, before I take it, I have to exhaust myself. I've used my own icons on this action, so I am exhausted. I take the minion, add it to my first slot here. This will give me 1 fear from this, 1 fear from the card. So creating minions is a fearful activity.
And then it is also entered exhausted.
It enters exhausted. And I also leave some evidence behind doing this. So evidence track, we've got county records. I've left some records behind. Again, nothing happens there until the track is full. All I have left is a strain card. It would cost me an icon to activate it. And the only one I have is this Acumen that I want to keep. So I'm going to end my actions there. So to end my turn, now we have a look. So these villagers, if they get suspicious, they'll start stalking me. And if they stalk me, we do a check to see if they attack me with peril. That's kind of the worst thing that can happen. But I don't have any stalkers yet. What we do is we check to see if I have a stalker. So how we do this, there are 4 ways that these villagers can be witnesses to our goings on. They can see what's going on. It's represented by this eye. They can deduce what's going on, which is this brain. They can hear something, or they can smell something. Those are the wariness icons in the game. What I have to do is count up the icons on my location and the icons on each villager, one at a time. If there is 3 different or 3 the same, then I have to draw a card to see if I complete the set of 4. And if I do, I get that stalker. So this will make sense as I go through it in an example. We've got a brain and an eye. So I've got 2 different symbols and 2 of the same symbol. So there's no way I can get to 4. So
there's no way you can do a check. Yeah.
Same here. This is a brain. Now we go to Beatrice Farley. Beatrice Farley has an ear. So I've got 3 of the icons. So now I have to draw the top card of this deck, and if it shows a nose, I've got a stalker.
It's
No
not
nose.
Woohoo!
Very good. All right.
So this is a multifunction card.
Yes. All right, to finish my turn, I can draw 2 cards, and I can either draw them from my own deck or from the deck I just went to. So it's kind of a free deck builder. But I'm going to draw my own cards at the moment. So I've got a Deceive, that's a good way of getting rid of fear, which is good. And a Surge, which will let me move again. So there we have it. That is my turn.
We mentioned earlier, Tarrant can do as much as he wants, but then again, usually action would cost icons, and you have limited icons, so that's usually the limit of your actions.
Yes. All right. So now it's your turn. Now you're the vampire. You've got a special ability, unlike the others,
Here?
shown on here. Your coffin lives at the mortuary. At the end of every turn, you're going to go back to the mortuary.
Makes sense.
For free.
Makes sense.
And you have to spend an icon
to move. Yeah.
So it's a bit slower for you to move.
No. Well, fortunately, I have this card. So to move, I need to spend any icon, but then again, this is a move. But then this is a move card as well anyway, so either way, this is a move card.
Anyway, to start your turn, you roll the gloom die.
Let's see what happened here.
All right, so we've got another evidence icon here. Well, we didn't get an evidence last time, but we did resolve evidence. This one doesn't have gloom on it, so you just draw an evidence card.
So, family question.
So this one is an immediate evidence, as indicated by the red here, so we just resolve it and discard it. So the family member with the lowest fear takes 1 fear. That is you.
Oh.
Just by virtue of waking up, you have scared people.
Okay. That is also thematic. All right. And that's my turn. Sorry, that's the start of my turn. All right, my turn. This vampire is thirsty for blood. So it will go to a village location. It doesn't matter at this stage where. It just looks like Academy Boulevard. Looks interesting. By moving there, I spend this card.
Yes,
my
for
discard.
its resource.
Correct. For the heart or the text, it's either way.
Yep.
And I'm going to do the murder action. So I can kill 1 villager or staff member, well at the moment this villager, and use the power. So I'll exhaust myself on the player board to use the hand power. Now I have to, spend all resources at once, so I can't save it for future use, future action. I'll use that. So I have 1 hand or one strength. So I can murder any one of these villages because you look at the needle. That's one.
It's nails, actually. It's the toughness.
Oh, nail. Sorry, I thought a knitting needle. No. Yes, the nail. So I will murder Eloy's angel because looks like this is the toughest one to turn into minion.
When a villager is murdered, their body goes over to the morgue. Mm-hmm. You gain 2 fear based on what's shown on your card.
Yep, and then 1 more because I'm activating my special ability, which is called Drain Blood.
Yes.
After murder, draw 4 cards, which is good, but I added more fear to me, which is fine. All right.
So now you can draw 4 cards, and those can come again from the main deck or from your player deck.
So we all start with our starting cards. I want to try to take the cards from the deck. So I do 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that goes straight to my hand. So.
Yep. And this one is discarded.
This one's discarded. Yes, that's correct. All right, I've got another murder, which is awesome. Chorus. Oh, this is good. I can make minions, and try. This is good as well. All right, so. That is the effect of murder. I don't have any, or I can't now do more actions because I just draw 4 more cards. So looking at this, I think I want to do the girl. So I want to recruit a minion of my own. I mean, you got your minion, I need my own minion. So on this board, there's only 1 minion that I can afford to recruit, which is Beatrice Fairley. Beatrice Fairley looks like needs some sort of leadership. So I would like to use this card. Now, as what Tarrant did, so I need a cog to do that, which is this one. Discard this icon.
Yep.
And a heart which I use this one.
You want to hang on to your murder.
Correct. Because just quickly, so this one here, 2 points of any resources. I can turn one of the resources into 2, but then I don't have the strength. This strength I need for the minion recruitment process.
Okay.
So I actually gain fear for this one.
1 fear.
Wow, I'm already up to 5. So if I have 12 fears, game end.
Yes.
This is really tough for me now. This gets discarded.
Yes.
And then the second icon there.
And you get another fear for this.
That's correct.
This is where you place the minions. You're up to 6 fear. Enters exhausted. And we draw another evidence card.
Oh no. This is 4 now. So this is torn clothes found in woodland cache.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So is that all your actions?
Well, I only have this one murder card. I can just leave it for the next turn anyway. Because, you know, murder is good because that means I get more cards. So that's it. Draw 2 cards now.
Okay.
This time
so
I'm going to...
you return that
Yes,
to the mortuary.
for free. That's correct.
Then we only have 1 stalker check to do. You've got a brain up here. There's a brain on here.
So there's no way.
There's no other icons that's going to give you brains.
Correct.
So no,
safe.
no stalkers. And you draw 2 cards
That's correct. Now,
from your deck or the main deck.
I think I'll do it from my own deck.
Okay.
Let's see. Got strain and another minion recruitment. That's good.
Very good. All right, and now it's on to my turn.
Let's do it.
So I will start by rolling the gloom die. All right, so I've drawn another evidence.
Oh no,
So
we're full.
we are full. So we found some body parts unburied at the cemetery. I did sloppy work over here. So what's going to happen is this evidence gets pushed off the track. We gain 1 gloom for that. And this evidence becomes incriminating evidence against me. So it goes next to the board here. It's got 2 noses on it. And these are those wariness icons again. So this is now going to count towards all of my stalker checks.
Oh no.
So there's incriminating evidence out there about me. It's more likely that I'm going to attract stalkers, which is bad. I do remove the
Exhaustion
tokens. And now it's time for my turn. Now I want to go and resolve a crisis. So I'm going to move to the Bainbridge Universal Mining and Processing, or BUMP. And the location that I...
That's so fun.
And so the action I can do at BUMP is I can draw another crisis. If the crises overrun, it can be a problem, but if we solve them all too quickly, then we need new ones to come out. So I'm going to take a risk on that. I'm going to actually draw a new crisis and add it. This is a mana crisis, and there's no room at the mana for this crisis. So instead, this goes on the bottom of the deck, and we have to draw an escalator. So these here, these are crisis cards flipped over. I take this and I slot it under the leftmost one, and it makes it harder. So that could have actually been really bad, because I could have set myself up to not be able to complete this anymore. But I think I still have the icons I need. So I need 1 acumen, which I'll spend with this token here. It goes back to the cemetery. I need 3 hearts. I can exhaust myself and spend this surge card. That gives me the 3 hearts. And I need 3 horror, 3 of these cogs. 1 I've already spent off myself. The second one I can spend from my minion. And the third one I can spend the strain card.
Very good.
So there we go. It is complete. So this comes out of the game. We are 1/14 of the way towards victory.
Woohoo!
But I have to roll the black die, which is the dread die.
Oh no. All right, let's roll.
All right, that's the worst of the results. That's peril. So sometimes these will bring new crises out, but on this occasion it brings peril out. So I have to draw and resolve a peril card. So that's one of these. Let's have a look. A demon is caught mesmerizing a villager. We gain 2 gloom.
Thanks, Tarrant.
We gain 2 gloom, and then we roll a gloom die. So we've seen rolling the gloom die before. All All right, so this is a
Gloom.
villager. So there's a little gloom in the corner, so we're up to 5 gloom. I've made things very gloomy all at once.
Now, where are you right now? In bump.
I am in bump. So with this villager icon, because I'm in bump, instead of drawing a town villager, I draw the top staff card from bump. Behaves more or less like a villager, except they're kind of on our side. So we can use their icons remotely. All I have left from a card standpoint is Deceive, but that would cost me a heart to activate, and I don't have any hearts to activate with. Now, one other action I can take before my turn is done is I can shuffle my discard pile back into my deck. This is not like a typical deck builder where you have to wait until your deck is empty. I kind of like the cards that are in my discard pile, particularly Beguile. So I just want to shuffle that back in to get quicker access to it at this point. So I'm going to do that now. All right, that's the end of my actions. So now we need to do a stalker check. My location has brain, and my incriminating evidence has 2 noses, and this villager has brain. So that's 2 brains, 2 noses. I can't get a 4, so we skip over this one. This villager has a nose, so I've got 3 noses. I have to dodge a nose on this card. Oh, nose!
No nose!
Oh, no.
Oh no.
It's a nose. So the Matthew Broom becomes my stalker. So it goes up there. The risk here is I'll have to do that same check again if I have at least 4 fear, and he may cause me to draw peril. So that would be bad. All right, finish my turn. I draw 2 cards. I am going to build up my deck a little bit. So I'm going to draw 2 from the top here. I've got a Destroy and a Beguile. All right, that is my turn.
My turn.
Okay, I shall refresh.
Thank you. Roll this gloomy die first. Yay! Reroll token.
Yes, so that is one of the better things you can roll. You get a recast token that will let you.
On my board, please.
Yes, there's a couple things you can do with that. Mainly re-rolling dice when you get peril and other nasty things.
Correct. So that thing's out of the way. Now that I have the murder card, I would do murder again.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? But I have to move somewhere first, right? So yes. I will use my minion to move. No, actually, no. I will use this Beguile to move. I kind of like want to recruit minion, but that's okay. Use this to move.
Okay.
And then I want to move there. Now I'm going to use the action first. I can see that this evidence, somebody needs to deal with it because Tarrant didn't last turn. So now somebody has
dealing with a crisis.
Yes. So
not just some records.
In here I can spend 2 hearts. For this constabulary and morgue, I will use this heart and then exhaust my minion, please. That is 2 hearts because I don't have the back icon.
Yep.
So that's discarded.
Yep.
And that is to get rid of 1 evidence.
Yes, so the top evidence card in that track is discarded.
Woo!
Gives us a little more space for you to fill up with a body, I think.
Yes, that's my next action. That's why I leave this murder card behind. So when you go to a location, you need to do the location action first before doing whatever else you need. So I'm already there. I can murder somebody. So I'll discard this to use it as murder. I'll use myself, exhaust myself for the strength icon. This is 1 strength and this goes there.
Yes.
And I get 2 fears, 3 all up.
2 fear from the card.
That's
and
correct.
then you're going to drain blood after that.
Correct. I'll draw from here again. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
You are really terrifying the village very early on. You need some deceive cards or to spend some time at the town square pretty quickly.
Ooh, look. Extort.
You can't murder again.
I know. Look, extort.
You can legally, but we will lose.
I know. Remove evidence.
There's also no one to murder.
Yeah, I know.
You killed them all.
Kill myself, no. Remove evidence at constabulary or on self or on another character. As much as I'd like to do some of these actions as well, I think I want to stop there because I am looking to try to solve that crisis. Because I have 1, 2, 3, this is wild icon, 4. So next turn I'll definitely be able to resolve that. And I just need to draw 2 more. Now, maybe I would like to reshuffle my deck list.
And of course, there are no villagers there to become stalkers now. So
that's actually true, which is great. Yes. There are a few things that I want to do as well, but let's get 2 cards. Thank you.
Cards.
Nice.
Another. Very good.
Ooh, this is good. Move a body from morgue to mortuary or cemetery. Okay.
All right, my turn. Roll the die. We've got evidence. So we draw the evidence card again, as before. Animal sacrifices. Ooh, this is a bad one. We need to get rid of that before it falls off the top. But it's okay for now. So we move the top evidence out of here. We gain a gloom as normal. But this time it's not evidence, it's a body. And so instead of becoming incriminating evidence, the body just generates fear. So we each gain a fear.
I forgot to move myself back there.
Yes, you do go back to there. And the body is moved to the mortuary. So it's another space where bodies can accumulate. So I have a couple of options. I've got a potential stalker issue and we've got a potential evidence issue. And I think I'm going to deal with the evidence issue. I think that's a higher chance of being a problem. So I'm going to move back to the cemetery. I'm going to spend 2 strength. Sorry, let me unexhaust myself first. I'm going to spend 2 strength, which means discarding these 2 cards to move a body from either the morgue or the mortuary to the cemetery. And this one in the mortuary in the morgue is our problem, so I'm going to move that there. And then
this action?
Yes, and then I'm going to harvest another soul from it. So I'm going to gain a fear, ravage that body, and I'm going to get the bag again because I don't have any other way of getting the bag, the acumen. I don't have anything to spend it on right now, but I'm sure it will come in handy. Actually, no, looking at what I've got going here, I can deal with my stalker risk as well. So if instead of taking this, I take a strength icon, I can then play my destroy card to get rid of evidence. So I will spend the strength straight away to discard 1 evidence from the constabulary, myself, or another character. And this is my biggest issue right now. So I'm going to discard this evidence.
Very
so
good.
Now I'm down to many fewer icons. I've got no other cards. I've got no other actions I want to do at this point. So that's going to end my turn. I do have to do a stalker check. So I've got 4 fear. I have to check for my stalker. I'm in a location with
more than 4.
Yep, I'm in a location with an eye and a brain, and I've got a stalker with a nose. So I could still get peril here.
Ooh.
I need to dodge ear. So hopefully there's no ear on this card. It's a nose.
Yay.
It's a good thing I destroyed my evidence, or I would be getting peril right now.
That's correct.
All right, there are no villagers to add more stalkers, so that's good. And I draw 2 cards, and I shall take them from my deck. All right.
Have to deal with your stalker's issue, Tarrant.
Yes, so there's a couple of ways of doing that. You can beguile them to become minions. You can murder them. You can murder each other's stalkers.
If you are in the same location. Do you need help, Tarrant? You have beguile there that can potentially turn into...
You've been building icons to resolve a crisis. You should do that while you've got the opportunity.
I know.
Right, start with the gloom die.
All right, let's do that.
All right. 1 gloom and 1 villager. So you are in the mortuary, so you get mortuary staff. Buddy Smith, the hearse driver.
All right, I am gearing up to solve that one. And so I will move that as much as... You know what, I'll use the minion to move.
Okay.
And I will move here and I'll do the location action first. So draw one card from the deck, and I can either replace it with my own card, or discard to here, or discard to my own discard pile. So this is a deceive. This is probably something that I want to keep and do even this turn, because I've got quite
A lot of fear.
plenty.
This one deals with fear.
Yeah, so I will definitely keep this, and I will
Probably
just bye-bye
have
murder.
to give up a murder card.
Oh no. Oh. All right, so now I will resolve this first. So this crisis I want to resolve.
Yep.
So 4 strength icons. So 1, 2, 3, and I can use this one as well.
Yep, that's got a wild icon
Yes,
on it.
the wild icon. So 4.
Okay.
And that is resolved, Tarrant.
It's resolved, so we've got 2 down.
Woohoo!
You roll the dread die.
Oh no! Oh no,
And you've
Peril!
got peril. Do you want to spend a recast?
Ooh, yes, let's do that.
Okay.
Oh no, Peril again!
Oh, that's disappointing.
well,
All right,
that's all right.
no recast tokens, so let's flip this one.
Body of long dead murder victim found. Oh no!
So we get 2 gloom from
Oh,
the
no.
icons, and then we draw a villager and add it straight to the morgue.
Oh,
And we actually trigger another event here. The gloom marker has gone onto the space of the doom die. So it's a
So
third
good
die. Roll that. Hey, a one.
yay!
That's good. This one can cause more peril and fear and various bad things.
We start rolling another die when we get to distract.
Yes, we would start rolling the dread die every
Yes.
turn once we got here.
But that's
If
just
you're
once
playing the hard mode, you start rolling the doom die every
Ooh.
turn. But that's only in the hard mode.
All right. Okay, let's continue with my turn.
Yes.
So I'm just chilling here. I want to use the deceive. So this is to remove fear. Activate is to use 1 heart, which I have on my, on my player board.
Yep.
Remove 3 fear. Please remove 3.
Excellent.
Then remove 1 per heart. Unfortunately, I don't have any more hearts. So
Yep.
that's it.
That's it.
Keep that card. I will keep it anyway. I only have 1 horror. I will use this as the text effect to move 1 body from a morgue to the cemetery. Why not?
Okay. The morgue, so just appeared and buried very quickly.
Well, and it says optional, harvest soul, take soul from cemetery to get 1 fee. You know what? I just got rid of fee. I don't feel like doing that. There's no agency for me to get any of these tokens.
Fair enough.
And I will move back to my little coffin.
Yep. So stalker checks, all you've got is brain and nose, so that's not going to trigger a stalker.
Nose and brain, yes.
So you draw 2 cards. And
I will indeed. I will draw from my own deck. Thank you very much. Oh, another deceive. This is good.
excellent. And so we've each played 3 turns. We're going to end the pocket playthrough there. So you can see the sort of flow of things that's going to happen through this game. You've got to make sure the evidence doesn't build up too much. You've got to make sure the villagers don't build up too much. You have to manage your fear. So there's a few different tracks that you've got to keep within check, all the while getting big chunks of icons to resolve these.
And there's also engine building. So while managing the villagers,
Yes.
you turn them into minions. And that's your engine build, your icon build.
Indeed, we each have 1 minion at the moment. As we get to the stronger minions, the ones that are harder to recruit, they come with a lot more icons, so you'll be able to build up quite a lot there. As we say, the game will escalate. Once we get to 18 gloom, we'll be rolling the dread die every turn. This has 3 new crises on it, so crises will start to come thick and fast as the game goes on. And you do have to be rolling this. There's a lot of peril on it as well, so you can get a lot of peril as these come in and as you solve these. So it can really start to escalate.
And there are a few actions as well here that we haven't done. So we've done Constabulary and Morgue. And there's this one. This is a way of getting rid of fear,
Yep.
other than the safeguard. There's also this one, to draw 3 cards, keep 1 in hand.
Yep, so it's a cheap way of getting new cards
yes.
and getting a bit to pick and choose a little bit. This one costs you 3 fear, but you choose whatever card you want and take it. So that's if you really need a card, that's there for you. There's some ways of gaining recast tokens. You can also make a card wild over here. You can spend a recast token and then treat a card as if it has acumen on it or something like that for resolving an issue. So, yeah.
There are also events that get you locked in the crypt and jail.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things that happen on these peril cards. It can just give you fear, but it can start to put you in jail or make you discard cards. Lots of bad things happen here, but it adds a lot of variability into what's happening as well.
And what happened then if we are there, then you have to spend that icon to get out, or your friend, your other players can also do that.
Yep.
So speaking about cooperatively, other players, Tarrant?
Yeah, we were apart a little bit, particularly because you kept going back to the mortuary with your ability, but there are lots of ways that you can help each other, particularly if you're in the same location. You can use each other's minions, so that will let 2 players go to one spot and then use all the minions on one action. Good way to deal with the difficult crises. You can murder each other's stalkers or beguile each other's stalkers, deal with each other's incriminating evidence. So lots of direct teamwork in the game as well, particularly when you get up to higher player counts.
I almost done that when I had the murder card and I was going to murder your stalker, but then I was set to resolve that crisis.
Yep, multiple difficulty levels in the game, so there's more events that will start to happen on these tracks. You can also add some more difficult villagers who do some nasty things to you in addition to what they normally would. So, yeah, plenty going on here in town of Bainbridge.
And in the town of Bainbridge, it's rich in theme, and it is all fun and game.
Indeed.
And that's our playthrough of Gathering Gloom.
We'll put a link to the game's project page in the video description, so you can check that out.
If you find this video useful, please help us by hitting that like button and subscribe to the Dice Tower if you haven't already done so.
And if you have any questions, comments or feedback, you can leave that in the comment section below.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.